G.I.A Automotive. I'm doing a video on tips and secrets that I've learned throughout the years on how to recharge your AC system. This video applies to all vehicles that have this R13A setup. That's anything after 1990 or 88. When they use the old Freon, you would have a different setup here. All the traditional Freon cans now that they sell with a hose only fits for the new R13A. And if you want to recharge your old system, they sell adapters that go on the ports where you're gonna connect your hose. It's just it's a retrofit the AC line to, so it's an adapter to be able to connect your hose. Okay, so now the next thing that I want to tell you is, every time you think you're gonna just go ahead and do a straight recharge, you're gonna do these things first, because if you don't, you're just gonna waste your Freon, and you don't want to do that. So what you want to do is locate the compressor in whatever vehicle you're gonna be recharging. And here on this Sprinter, it's right there. And what you want to do is, you want to go reach, put your hand on the pulley. See my hand here? Put your hand on the pulley, because there's a clutch in the front of this AC pulley compressor, and then there's the actual pulley that just spins the belt. When you got AC running, this clutch on the front will be spinning also. So if this clutch doesn't move with your finger, if you can't move the clutch with your finger, then you're never going to get the clutch to kick on to send the Freon through the system, and the system's going to start pulling whatever Freon it gets before it gets to it. And then you're going to be like, okay, well, I got the Freon going through there, but it's still warm and coming out of my vents, because that pulley in the front, that compressor pulley, the clutch pulley is supposed to kick on. Once it kicks on, then you know that it's working. If it doesn't kick on, then Freon is not reaching to it. Sometimes it kicks on and off, on and off. That means there's not enough Freon in the system, so you have to add some more Freon to it. And in this case, the clutch is freed. It spins smooth and nice, so we continue on to the next thing. The next thing is connect your hose. And when you connect your hose, make sure everything is off. And when you turn your can, when you open up your can, you're going to hear a hissing come out of this can, meaning that the needle inside this valve has pierced into the can, and now you're ready to send Freon through the hose onto the system. But sometimes you got a leak in the system. Sometimes you got a leak in the front AC condenser here in the front. Looks like a radiator, but it's a condenser for the Freon to go through there, turning the gas into liquid, allowing it to go through the system and out through the evaporator to you through the vents, so you don't ever smell or breathe this. The condenser is what it converts that into water. So if there's a hole in any of the system, and you're trying to put Freon on, and you have the car on, the engine running, you're not going to hear, the chances of you hearing the leak are now closer to none versus having everything off, letting the Freon start going through there. And if you have a leak, all the fittings, they have O-rings where the O-rings go bad and you just have to replace an O-ring, and it starts to hold pressure again. So when you open up a can, if there's a leak somewhere, you'll hear a little hissing sound, like a vacuum leak, but it's the Freon leaking out of that line, or out of a hole from the condenser, out of a hole in the line, or behind the fittings of the compressor, the AC compressor. So when you determine that there's no leaks, you open up your can of Freon, you listen for little hissing sounds, you don't hear anything, you continue on to step 3. All right, so step 3 is turn on the AC, turn on the van, turn on the car, whatever. Turn the AC on a full blast. If you got an AC button, now is the time to push the button, because that's gonna activate the compressor, and the compressor needs a signal saying that it's time to work. And this, most of the time it's a snowflake. So let's turn the air on, and let's hit that little Freon. Oh no, the compressor on the bottom is bad. Okay, well that's that. Let me shut that off. All right, so let's talk about what just happened. This van here is a refrigerator van, and most cars only have one compressor. This van, being a refrigerator van, has 2 compressors, AC compressors, and there's a second compressor on the bottom of this system. And all the way down directly below the one that I was testing, there is another one. So being that this is my first time working on this customer's van, I didn't really think about, oh, it's a refrigerator van, let me check for 2 compressors. But anyways, there's 2 compressors here, and let's go on the bottom. And that horrible noise that we heard was the clutch on that lower compressor. It's gone, it's not working, and we're gonna have to tell the customer that if he wants the AC to work, that he has to replace the clutch or the compressor. I usually say do it all. Stop, don't do both. Don't do one and then later the other one goes bad. So here's the compressor, and let me spin it with my hand, and I'll feel a drag. It doesn't spin smooth like the other one at all. Here I can feel the drag. It doesn't even do a full turn. And if you guys want to get an idea of what it feels like, that it's supposed to feel like, you should go spin your compressor on your car now, so you know that's what it's supposed to be like. And this is not what it's supposed to be like. So they sell kits to replace this and leave everything intact, or replace the whole compressor, new O-rings. Then you gotta vacuum the system out and put new Freon in there. So the customer said that it used to work. So I said, well, we start with a recharge first, see what it does. But I should have caught that. I was thinking about it being a refrigerator van. I should have caught that myself, actually. But I wasn't thinking about that. I was thinking about here, I found a compressor, and let's move on. So there you go. You guys watched me in live time finding out that there's a second compressor on here. But that's how it goes, man. That's if you wanna figure stuff out, I'm putting out videos for you guys to learn. I'm trying to show you guys the steps to do it properly and save yourself some money, and use common sense. It goes a long way, believe me. Alright, so I'm gonna tell this guy that he needs alright, it's a reusable can. I would have to tell the customer that the compressor needs to be changed out if he wants to do that. Always put these caps back on. There's an O-ring inside this cap here. Deep inside there's an O-ring in there. You want to put that on there. And alright. Okay, there you have it, guys. Thank you for watching. 26 years of experience. Subscribe, like my channel. If you guys feel like this video was helpful for you, consider subscribing. This setup here works good. Some people use gauges. I use gauges when there is a leak and I gotta detect it, and then I gotta see if there's any pressure dropping. Then you connect your gauges to both ports, the high and the low, and start charging the system out. But then you gotta have a bigger Freon can, and these small cans don't hook up to those. So this can here, you get it at Walmart, like $5 or $6. Don't go to O'Reilly's Advance or whatever. They try to tax you as much as they can. You cut them out. They're the middlemen. So you get yourselves your cans, and you can charge up your system. Then once you got to do the gauges, then stuff starts to get a little more complicated, and you got to leave it for the pros. So you do the simple test that I just showed you. Check those out first, and if you see or hear what you just heard now, you know that something else is going on. So this can was $5, $6. This hose here, I probably bought it twice. I bought it twice already. That's how long they last. So you don't really need to buy them more than just once. You buy a can with the hose already. You're paying for that hose every time you use it. Just buy your own hose, get your own can, screw them on, close it up, open it up, control your own stuff like this, versus having that can with the trigger, and then you gotta hit the trigger. This right here is a lot better. So that's my tip today for you guys on charging up the AC. Hope you guys liked the video. PayPal account set up for information over the phone if you guys are interested and need advice. You guys can also use my mobile services if you're in my area. 708-699-8887, Berwyn, Illinois. Thank you very much.